short amount of time on this planet, man. So you can do something too. Now we're going to bring on Dr. George Crawford. I saw him come in the room. I saw the party was hot. Somebody was saying, what about Morehouse? Morehouse got people. You heard Kwame talk about what Morehouse got? If you missed it, hbcuheroes.org. Now, Dr. Crawford, if you want to hit to join the live, let's see if I can bring you on. Now, Dr. George Crawford is a general surgery specialist with over 20 years
Okay,
in the
so
medical field.
so hold on. Don't,
Hey!
how you gonna disrespect my school before I even show up? That was awful.
Hey!
What's going on, Meredith?
Hold
That's awful. Awful.
on. What school did we disrespect? What school did we
No,
disrespect? What
Morehouse. You
was I
said,
know?
Morehouse, we get along with everybody else. I mean, we kind of love playing with everybody else as well in the same sandbox. So,
I
I,
mean, listen, I went to Howard. You know, Howard, we believe Howard over everything, dude. We
I know.
can't. I
It's
can't.
okay. I'll give you a pass this time.
It's
I'll give you a
a, it's
pass.
a, it's
Absolutely.
a, it's a character benefit.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. That's fine. I'll go
You
with
thought
that.
I was
I'll
gonna
go with
say
that.
flawed, didn't
I
you?
did. I did. I did. I did. But I'll let you slide. I'll let you slide.
Well, we know that you are super busy. I think you said you see like 100 clients a day, no? Patients?
I do a good bit. I do okay for myself. So, yes. When I'm on call in the ER, it just depends on how busy I am. So.
Dr. Crawford, what is this happening behind you? I told you I got a weak stomach, man. I
Okay,
feel
hold on,
like you
hold on,
did that
hold
real
on. I did.
intentionally,
It's just for you. Hold on, hold on, hold
dude.
on. How about that? There you go. Is that better? Is that better for you? So
You know, that's a real Morehouse man. Look how chivalrous you are. Look at you. Look at you.
I mean, if I need to, I can get you a little bit of that over there if you need
Right,
it.
right.
So,
If it gets too tight, you're gonna be like,
right.
go ahead, look at this. What is this
Abs-
that we're seeing here, Dr. Crawford? You want to
So
tell
that,
us?
yeah. So one of my specialties is colon surgery. So this
Oh
is
my God.
actually a, a sigmoid colectomy that we did. We took out our entire colon. So we're just kind of. I was going over the video to put it on YouTube. So yeah, surgery.
I mean, so that segue out of that, let's see. So given your experience, I know we talked
Okay.
a little bit about this, right? But as
Yes.
a medical professional, over 20 years of
Yes.
experience, right?
Hmm.
Talk to us about what does politics have to do with our health, especially in this election?
So, this year is a little different than any other year from an election standpoint because the policies that are made and the way that healthcare is delivered makes a huge difference. Um, think of it as before healthcare was a question, when Obamacare was coming around, we were trying to get people that were uninsured insurance, pre-existing conditions removed. That has been done and is trying to be undone. So if you're looking at 133 million Americans that have pre-existing conditions, including myself, you know, that type of yes or no policy moving forward makes a huge difference. You take the difference between a grandmother or a mother who has diabetes and hypertension. If she switches jobs and loses insurance, during the Obama administration, that person would have the ability to say, hey, okay, move on to another insurance company. If something like that is removed, that may or may not be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as well as coronavirus. I mean, COVID, that's what we're dealing with right now. I think a lot of times people say, okay, I don't know anyone that has died of coronavirus. Is it real? Is it not real? But to put those numbers in perspective, the first and second largest killer in the United States, heart disease and cancer. The third one is respiratory disease, COPD, lung disease, asthma. They usually end up, taking about 150,000 lives a year. COVID by itself, one diagnosis, has
Yeah,
already done over 200.
yeah.
So, you need someone in the White House that says, hey, this is real. And unfortunately, it sounds like President Trump is finding out that it's real right now. Um, but this is real and it can make a difference. With only 10% of the population being exposed and you have 200,000 deaths, what happens when we get to 50%? Then you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about a million people. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to take this very seriously and we need to do what is necessary, I think, to get people in place that take the health of American citizens seriously.
Yeah. It's it's hard to focus
Hold
with
on,
this
hold on. No, 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 I got you. Hold on, hold on. You over here. I'm not,
with
there you go.
whatever is
No, no,
happening.
it's done. It's done. You're good. No more, no more, no more. All done.
No, But I hope everybody caught those facts because I think that is so important. You know, we were talking with Kwame about how we each have special talents, we each have special gifts. We're all
Yes.
leaders wherever
Right.
we are.
Right.
And so, as somebody in the medical profession, right, you must be getting a lot of questions and just doing a lot of myth busting for people right now who are just trying to figure out what should I do?
Yeah.
What is your advice, Dr. Crawford? Yeah.
The easiest way I would say is if you have questions, ask a healthcare professional.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things that you see in the media and everyone says, oh, this is true, this is not true. Anytime you read a medical article, we have peer-reviewed articles and those that are not. So, if I have a doctor, MD degree, and I want to say, hey, if you eat carrots, COVID will go away. You will
Yeah.
find someone that will publish that. But, what happens is we have fact checkers as well. And other articles, other people will fact check my article and say, yes, it's approved or yes, it's not. So before you read what's going on in Time Magazine or Newsweek, if you have questions, if something is really concerning, just ask somebody that's a doctor. Or, I mean, if you want to, you can just call me on, you message me on Instagram and I usually respond if I'm not operating. But, you need to kind of know what's going on
Yeah.
to be able to protect yourself.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I feel like we've had so many like doctors in practice, I call them, where it's like you ain't go to nobody's school, but you over here telling me if you do this, you jump up twice. I
Right.
can't. How you jump up twice? How you?
Right. My favorite was I was looking at a guy made a comment on my one of the videos I posted, and I looked it up, and he had a PhD in scienceology, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
but it says Dr. X on his Instagram account, so you kind of have to be careful, where you
That,
get your knowledge from.
I mean, good on him. I mean, I call that adorable. That's adorable.
In the South, we say bless him or
There
that's
you go.
blessed. Yeah, we go with bless him. So,
Right.
yes.
Right. But I mean, I think that's such a thing, right? That what we're seeing, and I think Kwame kind of hit it too, right?
Right.
You saw such a groundswell in
Yes.
past elections. We've seen that our voices can be heard, that our votes
Yes.
can count. But right
Yes.
now, people are feeling a little maybe confused about who am I supposed to be listening to and what's most important. So let me ask you this: in
Okay.
your community,
Okay.
right? When you think about the critical issues that are facing, what are some of the ones that people should be considering as they're evaluating candidates?
One I would say, again, close to my heart is healthcare. I think that is, for us, a crucial point. It's a matter of whether people die or not.
Yeah.
People always talk about it's a life or death situation. Some of these policies that are going forward, life or death. Looking at, women's right to choose healthcare, unfortunately with RGB dying,
That part.
fertility, those are
Yeah.
all issues that, how you vote determines whether or not, you know, who is in control of your health care. And I
Yeah.
think from that standpoint, we all want to be able to control our own bodies and
Hmm.
control our own health care. So find someone that takes that seriously. There's all kind of immigration, we all have friends or our parents are immigrants. Kwame talked about his father being an immigrant. And,
Hmm.
it's kind of one of those things, the way that we treat other people speaks more about us than it
Yeah.
does anything. So, always, like everyone says, treat someone like you want to be treated.
Hmm.
But again, look at how the candidates treat people, look at how they, talk to people and everything, and just kind of use that as a guide. I think that if you do that, you'll kind of go in the right direction.
I like that. That's great advice. Yeah, I mean, because they're just people in
Right,
leadership.
right.
But the responsibility we have is like it's like they're going in for a job. It's our
Yes,
job to vet these people, not to
correct,
just yes.
correct.
I love it.
Absolutely,
I love
absolutely,
it. I
absolutely.
love it. Let me ask you this, Dr. Crawford.
Sure.
You know, there's been such a push lately for people to come out as poll workers, and people have different feelings about whether or not that's the right thing to do right now. What's your opinion on going and working in the polls?
so, so I'm actually next week going to cast my absentee ballot because now you can actually go in and do it early,
Hmm.
and you can usually drive up. My thing is at the end of the day, I'm a popular vote kind of dude. So I believe that everyone should have the ability to go in, vote, and leave. So if you have someone working or making sure that you're doing something, well, we know voter fraud essentially is non-existent. When they start proposing stuff like that or removing mailboxes so people can't, that kind of stuff says it's either desperation or you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I think people should be able to go vote the way they want to, be left alone, and don't feel any pressure at that time. So yeah, letting people work polls and do all that kind of weird stuff that we're doing that we've never heard of before outside of the 60s. It doesn't smell. It doesn't pass the sniff test. It doesn't smell right at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I think this really is, if we've learned anything, I mean, I feel like, right, this was the whole 9/11. If you see
Yes.
something, say something.
Correct.
And so
Correct.
understanding, I think that's what's so important about this being your voice, your vote,
Yes.
your victory, right?
Absolutely.
Is that you have a
Absolutely.
voice, whether you're running for an office, whether you're at the polls and you see something, whether you're taking somebody with you. I love
Right.
that you said, we got absentee ballots. You can go and drop off a ballot, or in
Right.
many states, you can still go in and you still have a voice. There
Yes.
still
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever your
Yes.
COVID protocol is,
Correct.
there's a way
Absolutely.
for you to participate in the election. Amen.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah.
And be proud about that vote. I mean, I think that participating allows you to feel part of a greater group of people. And I think everyone, we fought for that right to vote. So you might as well use it.
I'm telling you, you heard my
Yeah.
quote, when you don't vote, the terrorists win.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
absolutely it. Well, thank you, Dr. Crawford. Thank you for taking time out of your busy Friday to help us
Anytime.
with
Anytime.
understanding, how our health relates to our politics. We appreciate you, sir. Any last words before we let you get back to your evening?
Wear your mask, wash your hands, 6 feet social distancing.
Boom.
Save a life. That's all I got. That's all I got.
I love it. Wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands.
Yes.
Did I get
That's
them
it.
right?
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
it. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. For
All right.
everybody listening, please remember to register to vote. Take somebody
Yes.
with you to the polls. Use your voice in this election. Share this video with your network so that they can hear directly from the experts about how they can get involved and how they can continue to participate in this process, because we need you. We're only good if we can all participate. As our good friend Pat Harris says, none of us is as good as all of us. So thank you very much. We'll see y'all later. Thank you, Dr. Crawford.